Hello everyone, welcome to another video of our series UPSC CSE 2024 CSAT paper. I am Dr. Ritesh Singla. This is the seventh lecture of this series. In the previous lectures, we have tackled from 1 to 60 questions of set A based on mathematics and logical reasoning. In this video, we will start from 61 to 70, but only those questions which are related to mathematics or logical reasoning. So the first question is question number 65. An alloy P contains 20% copper and 80% zinc. Another alloy Q contains 60% copper and 40% zinc by weight. A third alloy R is to be prepared from P and Q so that it contains equal amount of copper and zinc. So we need to add some amount of alloy P and some amount of alloy Q so that the ultimate compound contains equal amount of copper and equal amount of zinc. Okay, so in what ratio amount of P and Q be mixed in order to get R? So in order to make this calculation easy, let 100x be amount of alloy P and 100y be amount of alloy Q we mix. You can start with x and y, but ultimately x ratio y and 100x ratio 100 will be the same. But if you start with 100x and 100y, the calculation becomes very simple. Because if you are using 100x amount of alloy P, what you will have 20x copper plus 80x zinc, right? Also, if you use 100 by amount of alloy Q, you will have 60x 60y copper and 40y zinc. Okay, so what the question is asking, we need to add some amount of these two so that the amount of copper and amount of zinc becomes same. That is 20x plus 60y. This is the amount of copper if we add them, and 80x plus 40y. This is the amount of zinc we will get. These should be equal. If I divide it by 20, it is x plus 3y is equal to 4x plus 2y, or 3x is equal to y, or x upon y is equal to 1 upon 3. That is x ratio y is equal to 1 ratio 3. Option number A is correct. And you can easily verify that if you are using 100 grams of alloy P and 300 grams of alloy Q, then in 100 grams of alloy P you will have 20 gram. In 300 grams of alloy Q you will have 180 grams. So total 200 grams of copper you will have. And in 100 grams of zinc alloy P you have 80 gram of zinc. And in 300 gram of alloy Q you will have 120 gram of zinc. So if you add them you will have 200 gram of zinc. So 200 gram copper, 200 gram zinc, and the total weight of the material is 400. So this is a way to verify, but you will not have so much of time in the exam. This is the way you can deal with these type of questions. Okay. So if you have observed and if you have watched the previous videos, a lot of question was based on creating the linear equations. So reading the question properly, like what all is given to us, and just making a proper linear equation. Once you have the equations, the question is very easy to solve. Let us see the next question. A is a two-digit number with different digits. B is also a two-digit number and is obtained by reversing the digit of A. So when you have these type of question, the best way to write is, suppose A is equal to xy. So write it in decimal form, 10x plus y. B will be yx, which will be 10y plus x. But is given A minus B is a multiple of 27. So you can subtract it. 9 times x minus y is equal to some multiple of 27. So say 27z. Okay. where A is strictly greater than B. Okay, so basically X is strictly greater than Y. How many such different A's are possible? So basically, what do you want? X minus Y is equal to 3Z, or 3 divide X minus Y. And it is given that X is not equal to Y because both the digits are different. So X minus Y is either 3, or X minus Y is equal to 6, or X minus Y should be 9, but which is not possible because X and Y are two single digits number. Okay, and sorry, X and Y are two digit number. A and B are both two digits number. So you cannot have 90 as A. Okay, so X minus Y is equal to 3. How many choices do you have here? So it will be 41, 52, 63, 74, 85, 96. These many choices for X minus Y satisfying is equal to 3, and for X minus Y is equal to 6, you will have 718293. Note that if they would have given that B is a number which is obtained by just reversing the digit, we will have 30 and 90 also. But in this case, we do not have such number because both are two digit numbers. So if you reverse the digit in 30, we will have got just 3, which is not a two digit number. Okay. So how many such options are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 9 such pairs are possible. Easy. If you see again here, you just need to form the linear equation that 10x plus y, 10y plus x, you are subtracting a minus b, you are getting 9 times x minus y, which is a multiple of 27. So basically x minus y is a multiple of 3, and then you just check which are the possibilities for x and y. Alright, let us move to the next question. If 0 is encoded as ADSN, this is one of the simplest question. 0. So if you see, if I am saying giving the number as 1, 2, 3 and so on 26 to A, B and so on Z. So basically what is it doing? It is doing for the first number it is going to the next letter. For the second number it is going to the previous letter. For the third number it is again going to the next letter. And for the fourth letter it is again going to the previous letter. For example, from Z it is going to A. From E it is going to D. From R it is going to S. And from O it is going to M N O P N. So A D S N, right? You have observed the pattern. So you have S T O P. So from S you should go to the next letter, which will be T. From T you should go to the previous letter, which is S. From O you should go to the next letter, which is P. And from P we should go to the previous letter, which is O. So the answer is TSPO, option B. See, this is the beauty of mathematics and reasoning. If you have found the reasoning, if you have solved with a concrete reasoning, you do not need to just eliminate the options. You will have the exact answer that, okay, this is the answer. Okay, now let us move to question number 68. There are three types of rectangular tiles of size 3 by 3, 3 by 7 and 3 by 11. So one side of the each tiles is 3. Area is also a rectangular shape of dimension 3 by 100. So if you see, one side of the field and the tiles is always 3 feet. So this information is not really needed. So whatever is hidden is in between these 100 and these 3, 7 and 11. Okay, the length or breadth of these tiles and field are just extra information which you do not really need. This is to be covered using these tiles without breaking them. So we cannot break the tiles and this field need to be covered. So from these 3, 7 and 11, somehow we need to add them. Some multiple of 3, some multiple of 7, some multiple of 11. We somehow need to add them and make 100. If x and y are the maximum number and minimum number of tiles of various sizes that can be used to cover the area exactly, then x minus y. So what it is saying is, if x and y are the maximum number of tiles used to cover 100. So if you want to use the maximum number of tiles, what you will try? You will try to cover as much area as possible by these three number. Okay, so one possibility is 333 into 3, which is 99. But it is not possible because you do not have any tile which of length 1. Next possibility is 32 into 3, which is 96 plus 4. So you do not have a tile of size 4. Next is 31 into 3, which is 93 plus 7. So basically 31 into 3 plus 7 into 1 plus 0 into 11 is equal to 100. So this is the maximum amount number of tiles you can use. So maximum number of tiles is, sorry, 1 into 7, 33 plus 1 plus 0. So x is 31 plus 1 plus 0, which is 32. Now we want to find the minimum number of tiles required. So what we will do, we will try to cover as much area as possible using the tile of length 11. So the best one is 11 into 9, which is 99, but you will be left with 1. You do not have a tile of size 1. The next one is 8 tiles of 11's length. It is 88 plus 12, and 12 is 3 into 4. So 4 into 3. So we can cover it, right? So if you merge them, it is 4 tiles of size 3 plus 0 tiles of size 7 plus 8 tiles of size 11, which gives you 100. So y is 4 plus 0 plus 8, which is 12. So at least we require 12 tiles to cover this field, and at max we require 32 tiles to cover this field. So the difference x minus y will be 32 minus 12, which is 20. So option A is the correct answer. Fine. Let us move to the next question. A train has to complete a journey of 800 kilometers. If it meets a minor accident, its speed becomes half of the existing speed. So if it is going from for 800 km per hour, then and it met an accident, the speed will be 400. Whatever the current speed is, it will reduce to half. If there is a mechanical defect, the speed becomes one fourth of the existing speed. Okay, so whatever will be the present speed of the train, it will become one fourth of that particular speed. That should be taken into mind. So, for example, if the train met with an accident first and then a technical failure, so from accident it will go to one half. So 800 upon 2, the speed will be 400. But due to mechanical failure, it will be 400 by 4. That is, the speed will be reduced to 100 km per hour, not 800 upon 4. That should be taken into picture. That here they are saying existing speed. Okay. On its way, the train meets up with a minor accident after 200 kilometers. So for 200 kilometers, the train was going for 800 kilometers per hour, right? Sorry, if it met some, okay, 800 kilometers is the total journey. I'm sorry. So on its way, the train meets with a minor accident after 200 kilometers, and 400 kilometers thereafter, it develops a mechanical defect. Had the train developed the mechanical defect after 200 km and met with the minor accident after 400 km, it would have taken 4 more hours to reach its destination. So you do not have the speed of the train with you. Okay. And they are saying that you have two situations in which train is running with different speed for different time. Okay. And you need to just calculate both the times, and they have been given a relation between both the times. For example, in the first scenario, suppose speed of train is 800x. So again I am taking something which is very large, but it will ease my calculation. Okay. So speed of train is 800x kilometer per hour. Okay. So for the first 200 kilometers, so On its way, the train meets with a minor accident after 200 kilometers. So in 1 hour, sorry, for 800x kilometer, it takes 1 hour. For 1 kilometer, it will take 1 upon 800x time, and for 200 kilometers, it will take 800x into 200, 1 upon 4x. Okay, or just let me do this x kilometer per hour, maybe that will suffice this. Okay, let us start with x kilometer per hour, because else there will be denominator getting large. So suppose speed of the train is x kilometer per hour. Okay, so for first 200 kilometers, how much time will it take? It will take 200 upon x, right? Then for next 400 kilometer, speed is x upon 2. So how much time will it take? 800 upon x. And for next 200 kilometers, speed will be 1/4 of the current speed. So x upon 8. So time will be 200 upon x upon 8, which is 1600 upon x. So total time is 200 upon x plus 800 upon x plus 1600 upon x hours, or you can say 2600 upon x hours. Okay, now what it is saying is if train has the mechanical defect after first 200 kilometers. So for first 200 kilometers, it will take 200 upon x time. For the next 400 kilometer, speed is x upon 4. So time is 400 upon x upon 4, which is 1600 upon x. And for the next 200 kilometers, speed is half of this, right? Because after 600 kilometers, there is a accident. So whatever was the speed at that particular time, it will reduce by half. So x upon 8, this implies 200 upon x upon 8, which is again 1600 upon x. So total time is 200 plus 1600 plus 1600 upon x, which is 3400 upon x. So earlier the time was 2600 upon x, later the time is 3400 upon x. Okay, what is the question saying? It would have taken 4 hours more. So if 2600 upon x plus 4 is equal to 3400 upon x. So if you solve it, you will get 4 is equal to 800 upon x, or x is equal to 200 kilometer per hour. So what was the original speed of the train? So original speed of the train is x, which is 200 kilometer per hour. So option A is correct. Fine. What we have just done, we started with a speed of the train to be x kilometer per hour. Then for the first 200 kilometer, the speed was x. So the total time taken will be 200 upon x. Then the train met with an accident. Okay, so the speed reduced to x upon 2, and with that speed, it went for a more 400 kilometers, as you can see, and 400 kilometer thereafter. So first 200 kilometer has been done, then 400 kilometer have been done, more 400 kilometers. So the rest 400 kilometer it went with the speed of x upon 2. So the total time will be 800 upon x, and then it met with a technical failure. So the speed will reduce to whatever that current speed was. It will reduce to 1/4 of that speed. So the last 200 kilometer journey, it will travel with a speed of x upon 8. So the total time will be 1600 upon x. So if you sum up the total time, you need to sum 200 upon x plus 800 upon x plus 1600 upon x, which is 2600 upon x. Similarly, in the second scenario, first 200 kilometers going with the x kilometer per hour, but then the train met with a technical failure first. Okay, so the speed is reduced to x upon 4 there itself. So the train travel with x upon 4 speed for 400 kilometers. So it will take 1600 upon x time, and the last 200 kilometer it will travel with a speed of x upon 8. So the total time is 3400 upon x, and then it is given that this 3400 upon x is 4 hours more than the original time. So 2600 upon x plus 4 is equal to 3400 upon x. On solving, you get x is equal to 200 kilometer per hour. Okay. Okay. So let us see the last question of this video. In a recruitment process, the selection of candidate is based on their performance in three components. The weightage of the components 1, 2, and 3 are 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 respectively. Use the data given below and find the cutoff if exactly three candidates are to be selected. So what we need to do, we need to find a cutoff so that the bottom two gets eliminated. So let us find how much they are scoring each candidate. Candidate 1 will be scoring 5 into 0.2 plus 4 into 0.3 plus 6 into 0.5, which will be 1 plus 1.2 plus 3, which is 5.2. Similarly, for candidate 2, it is 4 into 0.2 plus 6 into 0.3 plus 5 into 0.5, which is 0.8 plus 1.8 plus 2.5. So 2.6 plus 2.5, which is 5.1. Candidate 3, it will be 3 times 0.2 plus 2 times 0.3 plus 8 times 0.5. It will be 0.6 plus 0.6 plus 4, which is again 5.2. Similarly, for candidate 4, we can see that it is 9 times 0.2 plus 4 times 0.3 plus 3 times 0.5, which is 1.8 plus 1.2 plus 1.5, which is 4.5. And for candidate 5, it is 8 times 0.2 plus 8 times 0.3 plus 2 times 0.5. It is 1.6 plus 2.4 plus 1.0, which is 4. So if we want to get rid of these bottom two, any small positive number which is strictly greater than 4.5 will do the job. So what should be the number? 5.1. Because if we have used 5.2, then only 1 and 3 would have passed. Okay, so 5.1 should be our cutoff. Okay, so with this we stop here, and the rest of the questions we will tackle down in the last video of this series. Thank you so much for watching.